Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the T92 HMC, that's the howitzer motor carriage. It's the Tier 10 American SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Mines, and this one is under the command of the Bassman from Hell. Yes, he's at it again, and this time it's in Arty. Yes, we last saw him in a 121B. What will he get up to this time? He's got a rather colourful Stars and Stripes version of the camo. Not sure where he got that one from, but it was probably a July 4th special or something of that nature. Okay, they only made 5 of these. 24 centimetres is definitely the biggest gun, in the loosest sense of the word, in the game. It is a howitzer, not a gun as such, but it is the highest caliber in the game, for sure. It's capable of doing 1100 alpha, and that's just with stun shells. 60mm of pen, and it's also got a blast radius of 12.4 meters and 14 to missed my cue there, 14 to 35 seconds of stun, so a very big stunner. Well, he just managed to get a hit on an SDB1 for 431 hit points, and the guy got hit by another round from one of our teammates, and so he's picked up some stun assists as well. Okay. It is the traditional position to fire from on this map, right in the corner. Not always the most favoured to be in, because of course, as we know, Nigel's spot in C1 is also very good at hitting enemy tanks that go up the hill. Well, it looks to me like he's going to try a counter battery fire, because there's no targets in sight that he can actually hit, so he needs to now see where the tracers are coming from. And had a quick look onto the South Island, because we've got an EBR in play, and he's coming from that direction. Now that's being covered by a Centurion Action 10 who's decided to go up there and find out where they are. EBR could be a big threat to us. In the meantime, we're still looking for that tracer. If they're going to be there, yep, there's one of them. He's actually right next door to the building. Right next door to the building at the back. He hasn't picked that up yet. He saw the tracer, but he moved, but yep, the person's just behind the building. And there you go, there's another one, and that one is coming from a little further forward. Well, the first shell goes in, but we don't get any damage as far as we can see. But then with blind fire, you don't actually know if you hit the enemy or not, unless they suddenly appear as a wreck. Now this RT, besides having a very big gun, also has a very big reload time. The standard reload is 46.98 seconds, and we can see here that the Bassman's managed to get it down to 41.34. You also don't get as many shells as you would like in this vehicle, only 16 rounds maximum, which means that you have to conserve your ammo and only shoot at targets that you can definitely hit, or where you suspect the enemy is. Okay, Panzerkampfwagen 7, he fires the round in, gets a direct hit with that one. It looks like there was a response as well, but sure, I saw a puff of smoke ahead of the rock, so I think somebody might have tried a counter battery. Well, there's definitely one of the enemy RT firing at our Centurion Action 10. The enemy RT in this game is a Batchat 155-58 and another T92 HMC. Now, a lot of tank players would like the Arty just to focus on their opposite numbers and counter-battery them out the game. But I can tell you, a lot of Arty players, even though they are good at doing counter-battery, will usually try to hit the enemy tanks, because they know that hitting the enemy tanks is more effective for their teammates. Oh, somebody knocked into that building, and I think that means they're down in that corner. He actually fired a little too quickly, a bit too hastily, and the shell actually deviated into the building instead. The other Arty on our team is an Object 261, which is one of the better Artys in the game, actually, although it's limited to only 20 shells. They're going to use these Artys on the Japanese when they invaded Japan, but luckily they never had to. They never used them, and instead they just became gatekeepers. Rounds out. Lands right next door to the 60 TP for 371, and he got stun assist immediately afterwards as well. Hugging the rock. That EBR 105 threat never materialized. I do suspect that the enemy EBRs are there, but they're just reluctant to go forward because they know that we've got a Centurion Action 10. I saw a tree go down, and yes, one of the enemy has turned up, and it's a 114 SP2, but he's already taken massive damage. So it looks like our snipers up on the ledge at A3 and A4 are shooting at those guys as they appear. Baseman's having a quick look. And then he's gone back to the counter battery. It does take it a little while to dial in this, Arty. A couple of targets there we can hit. Although it's a partial reticule, it means that we have a, say, 50-50 chance of actually getting that shell on target. Instead, he's going back to the counter battery again because they're not good targets for him to shoot at. Whoa, there's one, and he's in the corner. And he's fired that one in, but no visible results. He could have splashed the enemy. It's more than likely he did because, as I said, the blast radius is so big. I mean, literally, it's huge. You say 12.4 meters, but that's the radius. So it means it's 24.8 meters wide, that blast radius. And that means anything sitting in that corner is going to be touched and damaged. Little conversation going on about spotting. You can see these two sitting up front, but they're making it very difficult for us to hit them. Our teammates are in the castle grounds. Very difficult to hit those. Oh, target at the back we can definitely hit. In fact, there's two of them. An FE4005, the Heshbarn, and a Foch 155. They've just gone behind the rock. And we did splash the FE4005, but the shell actually hit the rock. It was a low trajectory round that actually went into the front of the rock rather than actually into the target. We are kind of getting short on targets now. Oh, that was an enemy Arty. Yes, he did come in. I could hear the rumble in the background, which told me that the enemy Arty was paying attention. And we did get stunned. But it's not a bad one. Oh, there's another one. Was that against us? No, it was actually against our teammate in the corner. So the Object 261's being targeted as well. There's that Panzerkampfwagen and Sieben again. Oh! The enemy EBR went back to his own cap area. And it looks like he's being fired at from the rear, but let's have a look and see. Can we spot where the enemy Arty is? We know that one of them was next to the building. There's the other one. He's in the corner, in the bushes, right in the corner. Right at the back. Now, counter battery, Baseman's working on the basis the guy went forward, and he did hit him this time and killed him. It was a splash kill on the Batchat 155-58. The guy did move forward after shooting to hug the rock. to avoid getting counter-batteried, but he wasn't close enough to the rock, and Bassman's shell took him out. That's, of course, the danger. If you are doing counter-battery, then you're going to lose a fair amount of hit points every time a shell lands near you, and eventually it will destroy you. So the Bassman's got rid of one of the enemy Arty. He's just got to get rid of the enemy T92. Another shot goes in from the Object 261, who's doing the same as us. Rounds out. Oh, he just spotted him. Oh, he hits him. And he's killed him outright. He stayed behind to have a look, and the wreck didn't appear, but yes, he definitely killed the T92. He suddenly popped up as destroyed. And our team are now starting to gain strength. And the two tanks that were effectively blocking us in the center of the map, the Panzerkampfwagen 7 and the T57 Heavy, have both been wiped out. And that means now the enemy's on the back foot and they're trying to defend. This Heshbarn here, just sitting behind that rock, has come out to try and push on this side of the flank. Oh, now that zoomed past him. I'm afraid the trajectory of the shell from this Arty is fairly flat. And that shell zipped past him. Now we're on to the extra HE, which is capable of 1420 alpha, 75 millimeters of pen, but it's only got a blast radius of only 7 meters. So it does a lot more damage, but it's no stun. Another tank, a Concept 5, has appeared on the middle island. I'm sure our teammates are aware of this. There he is. And he just took fire. Can we get a shot? Lines up and... oh, he got him! 919 hit points. He got the rear, the tail end of that Concept 5 as he went round the corner, and he met a 24 centimeter shell right up his jacksie, and he's out the game. And the EBR's now been spotted on the north side of the middle island, and it's being intercepted by the T100 LT, and he's got him. Of course, he wasn't the only one firing at the EBR. Our teammates up on the plateau were also shooting in his direction, and now we're free to move. There's only 3 enemies left, one of which is the Foch 155, the other's the Leopard and the 60TP. The Leopard is a Unicum player. There he is, just sitting behind that rock. That is a Unicum player. How can I tell it's a Unicum? Well, you can see there's a little dot showing his rating right on the corner. He's now dead, but you can tell that that was a Unicum player. In fact, if you look at the tables, you can see it shows that he is Unicum. Purple name, Leopard 1. And on our team, the Centurion Action 10 was a Unicum. There's only one enemy left. It's the Foch 155. We're almost loaded, so we might get one more shell before he gets wiped out. But he's definitely going to go down with only 1 minute 40 seconds left on the clock. It's going down to the wire, you could say. And he's gone, and that's it. The game's over. It's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first-class tanker for the Bassman from Hell in the T92 HMC. He managed to get a counter-battery fire medal for taking out both enemy Artys in this game. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12. And his win rate for the game was 3,712, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to that Concept 5, the one he killed. He got 4,729 hit points of damage, but it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit point, and that's why it wasn't a high caliber. The second highest damage was the T100 LT, who also picked up a Confederate and 3,830 hit points. And in third place was the T57 Heavy on the enemy team with 3,776. When it came to kills, we can see the high scorer was in fact Bassman, he got 3 kills. The Object 452K got 3, and so did the Strip 103B. 2 kills went to the Fosh 155, and everybody else got 1 kill or nothing. And when it came to base XP, he's in second place because the high scorer was the T100 LT, 1,167, the only player to get over 1,000 base in the game. 883 went to Bassman, and 866 went to the Object 452K. The EBR on our team also picked up a scout medal for finding at least 9 enemy tanks at the start of the game. The EBR on the enemy team got a patrol duty for being a spotter. He fired 12 rounds, so he still had 4 rounds left at the end of the game. 4 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots, and 8 splash. Damage of 3,194 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 80 the enemy, killed 3 of them, and did 774 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns. On a premium account, he actually made a profit of 22,742 credits. He got 25 bonds for mission achievement and 7 for this being tier 10, 32 in total, and 2,649 experience points as well. It took several shots to take down the Bat Chat. In fact, it shows here 2 shots, 2 stuns to kill him, and he was wiped out by a near miss. The concept actually was penetrated, yes. That shell went right up his rear. As he was turning the corner, the shell came right up him and gave him a little assist around the corner as a wreck. And yes, he did take out the enemy T92 HMC, and he penetrated him as well, because of course he made himself very obvious that he was sitting in that corner when he fired just before Bassman was, well, he was lined up on that spot, but he fired from the open, and I guess he was thinking about moving into cover, but unfortunately it was too late, and Bassman nailed him, and the shell went right through the T92. So another lovely game from the Bassman from Hell. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.